Shout out to the trappers, we are my back lit. It's D out of Henny, man, battle rap trap, and we definitely got the streets.
D out of Henny, man. D out of Henny, man. Put it on your YouTube.
Shout out to the trappers, we are back lit. It's D out of Henny, man, battle rap trap, and we definitely got the streets. Alright, so you see the title. We got 2 questions, and we're gonna break them down into separate parts. So go ahead, grab you a bottle, go ahead, grab you a J, whatever you gotta do, because we gonna talk. Did spaces ruin battle rap? No. I'ma say this. We cannot keep blaming spaces for people's character flaws. I'll repeat it. We cannot keep blaming spaces for people's character flaws. Yes, people got comfortable on all sides of the game. Fans, media, and artists. We've seen abuse of power. We've seen idols become rivals. But we got to question, who put these people or persons in power anyway? The culture. Who idolized these regular human beings enough to be let down when they found out that they were human? The culture. We can't blame spaces. We gotta blame the culture and whatever individuals you personally feel like are ruining the sport that you love, not spaces. I've seen great things come from spaces. Careers, friendships, relationships, new supporters, good battles, scouting, EFB Corps was amazing. I could go on, but the most major thing spaces gave us has been Midnight Madness. That leads to the second question. Was Midnight Madness doomed from the start? And I'm going to give y'all a quote. You cannot build a great building on a weak foundation. I know you've heard that before. I'll break down what that means. You cannot build something large, tall, strong, standing for decades and hundreds of years and stands the test of time on a weak foundation. So let's discuss the foundation. In the beginning, EFM was a movement led by Greedy Gotti and Bum Nitty. It kind of was a spinoff of Bloggerhood, which Bill Collector was a part of. Now, when Spaces started, Weed and Battles was the first to do them, but EFM had the strength in numbers and took over rather fast with people like Bill Collector and Jackboy always popping up. Once Champion of the Year debate started in the spaces, Surf started pulling up. That's when the game changed. People started being thirsty for affiliation and attention. Energies wasn't being kept. Specifically, Greedy Gotti, who had voluntarily became Surf's almighty lackey and do-boy, but no one had seen his face. But the connection gave him instant battle rap fame, like instant. I'm talking about he had over 10,000 followers like that. Then Prestavia was announced as gun titles, and like the disruptor that he is, Averb began to form a team and make his own spaces. That's where Midnight Madness was born. Island Gang versus gun titles, conversations and shit like that. Back then it didn't have a name, only an event I did. Yoshi G versus Prestavia and None versus Snake Eyes. All parties agreed live on spaces, of course. A lot of the original concepts came from this Verb versus Surf feud, by the way. But then Surf and Verb have a real disagreement this time. It's about business and who gets credit for what. Verb backs out of the whole situation, tells the whole Island Gang to back out of the whole situation as well. Now let's pause. You cannot build a great building on a weak foundation. Spaces took over. People changed. Faceless profiles were given power. A great idea was created. Then the great idea became about credit. Verb stepped away after a still ongoing beef, and all this before it even had a name. I know y'all probably like, Henny, why you ain't been saying this? Well, I have. Shout out to VS. Maybe y'all don't look at the show. I also had more questions behind the scenes, such as funding and how they would make money back to continue, or does Surf have the patience to deal with the ups and downs of being a league owner? I know that as being a league owner personally is wild, annoying, and stressful. It all just seems so far-fetched, but because of my voice, I didn't want to be public about my opinion and cast doubt on the situation, mainly because Jackboy and Bill was involved, because I got personal relationships with both of those guys. I actually really rock with both of those guys. You know what I mean? Been to their house, they been to my house. You know what I mean? Niggas done met my mother, everything. So yeah, I hold those relationships dear to me. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna shit on the brand that they got going on. Once it became Midnight Madness, it was so exciting but completely unreal to think it would last long term. The new council involved, Surf, Jack, and Bill, all have had infamous back and forths with each other. Add to that the promises being made, first class flights every time, immediate YouTube drops, parties, jerseys, daily space shows from each team. I mean, it literally sounded like the best battle rap fiction book ever. And if you were at the first event, you know it was exactly that. But after we saw the battles go to the app, the people lash out and Surf say he falling back from spaces. But that's where the energy was created. Fast forward, we got the whole belt storyline. We got Greedy Gotti getting exposed. We got the Surf and Quilly stealing situation, which turns into a Cola versus Surf situation. Bill wins 100K. Midnight Madness is clearly taking a backseat that fast. None of the three heads of the platform are even active in spaces anymore. There were 3 more events, but none of them were for belts. And Surf didn't show to Jack or Bill's event and offered little to no promotion. Yes, I'm reading this. I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget anything, and I be smoking and drinking, and I don't like saying So if y'all see me reading, yes, I'm reading this, but I wrote it though. Now the team thing damn near don't even matter no more. Nobody's on the same page, and then Stumbles drama pops off, kinda exposing the lack of communication that's been happening the whole time. From the outside looking in, Surf wants all the credit for all the good that comes from the Midnight Madness brand, but doesn't want to take the credit for the misunderstandings alone. For 4 months, we heard him say, I paid for this, I paid for that, I'm going to pay for this, I'm going to do that. But now, when it comes to people being owed, he wants to say, yo, when did it turn into Surf having to pay for everything? I got partners. But then he turns around and says, my name is the only one on this paper that owns Midnight Madness. So it's kind of like, it seems almost as if even he's confused. So I can only imagine where Jack and Bill stand on this. Now, I gotta add, I feel like Surf threw Jack and Bill under the bus with these statements. He's saying they haven't paid for shit. I can personally say that's a lie. I was at Jack's event. He did the whole bowling alley. He had about 30 rappers in there, the whole gauntlet. Shout out to everybody that participated. It was nothing but hunger in there. Surf wasn't there. Bill put me as the headliner on his event in Philly. That was the most packed Midnight Madness event. Bill did that by himself and even put up an extra stack silently. Didn't make no promises or announcements. Right before I battled Trub Deuce, he threw the stack there. He pulled out a Big Mac like this and took a couple hundreds off the top and just dropped them. I don't know the specifics of the Stumble situation, but I do know thus far in this story, Surf is threw Verb under the bus, Cola under the bus, Bill under the bus, Jack under the bus, the bus under the bus. God, took absolutely no credit for empowering Greedy Gotti. Of course, this isn't new to me because when he lost to 40 Bars and had to start a new hosting gig, he even threw me under the bus for absolutely no reason with the, excuse me, Mr. Henny, man, go ahead and step to the side, which turned into Henny got fired by URL, blah, when I still get a monthly paycheck from URL for services that I provide for URL. Salute to URL. He also took a couple subtle shots in his little media rants and all that. I see all of it. I be chilling. He turned down interview requests from me because of my affiliations with Averb. But it's cool. I don't be tripping. Only time it bothers me is when people act like Henny Man is Surf biased. Nah, Henny Man isn't Surf biased. Surf is in my top 5 battle rappers of all time, and I know how to separate talent from character. I do not like Surf's character, and it's mainly because it started when he came for me personally. You don't gotta show me 100 times who you are. You just show me once, and at that point, I'll know. That's it. Anyway, though, now that Bill has officially stepped away from the Midnight Madness brand in a respectful way, Jack left too, in a not-so-respectful way. A lot of the fans are questioning the brand. The question is, can Surf fix Midnight Madness alone and doesn't even care enough to try? In closing, though, Spaces did not ruin battle rap, and Midnight Madness, even if it ends today, is a major part of battle rap history I will never, ever forget. And I just wanted to say my piece on everything, man. This off script right here, I just wanted to say my piece on everything the way I remember it, because there's so many people with revisionist history. I just want to throw all of that out there, and maybe I might make another part 2 blog if I missed anything, or if I see something in the comments that say that maybe I got something inaccurate. But I feel like I put all the pieces right there. And this ain't me saying, yo, everything is Surf's fault or attacking Surf. Like I said, I feel like he done came at me plenty of times, and I ain't say nothing. I'm just speaking on this specific situation. Money on the floor is not a hard concept. You know what I mean? Midnight Madness was a dope idea, a super dope brand, and it kind of sucks to see what's going on with it right now. And if it's gonna be fixed, you gotta fix the foundation. You gotta fix the foundation. Same thing with the spaces. You gotta fix the foundation, the flaws, the character flaws, the weak foundation. They have to be fixed in order to prosper. You know what I mean? With that being said, man, it's the Out of Henny, man. It's Battle Rap Trap. We got you.
Shout out to the trappers. We are my back lit. It's the Out of Henny, man. Battle Rap Trap, and we